The Troll in Central Park from 1994 has 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and is considered up there with box office's biggest bombs. Even on the wiki, it says that critics and fans have regarded this as Don Bluth's worst film. Don Bluth having brought us such titles as Thumbelina and The Pebble and the Penguin. Do you guys remember that? It feels like I barely have hold of its memory tendrils, like this movie existed on an alternative timeline or something. But he also brought us Anastasia and Titan AE. Honestly, some of my favorite animated features, which both still hold up to this day. But I argue that A Troll in Central Park does too. Hello and welcome to the bottom of the planet. This is a hard one for me, okay? Because this movie is from my early childhood and I forced my poor parents to rent it out from the video store more times than honestly necessary. And I revisited it recently to understand why. What about this film appealed to my young self? Did I have remotely decent taste back then, or was I just hooked on the high of sugar, aka kids crack? I am so sure this movie deserves a better reception than this. Upon revisit, this movie is an absolute mess. There are some scenes that are just so awkwardly done, so badly done. The animation teeters between really excellent and cursed or something. But there's something in it all. Its worlds, the troll world and Earth, felt so realized, distinct and established. There's a high fantasy element that hit something really cool. In the troll universe, let's call it that I guess, they are oppressed by a tyrannical leader who hates anything green, any form of plant life, happiness, and just straight up anything good, but gets off on crying babies and tears.
It's a baby crying.
Thing about her is, she's stupidly powerful. Like, she has seemingly unlimited access to spy on anywhere on Earth. Her magic can force a child to cry so many tears it causes a sea, a literal sea. And her thumb can turn anything or anyone to stone. Also, her name is Gnorga, the Queen of Mean. I'm sorry, her name is Gnorga, the Queen of Mean, and she has a whole musical montage where she gets ready, basically making herself uglier, and it's kind of a vibe, I won't lie.
It feels delicious to be so vicious. I'm Gnorga, the Queen of Mean. It's so delightful to be so spiteful. I'm Gnorga, the Queen of Mean.
And then we get to Stanley. Really? Stanley? We couldn't get a better name? Like, there's nothing wrong with the name, it's just, he's a troll. Maybe that's the point? It's humble and human-y? Never mind. Then we get to Stanley, paralleling every aspect of our antagonist. With his green thumb, he grows an illegal patch of plants in the sea of stone and oppression.
Hello, my pretties.
There his joy exists, contained, hidden, beautiful. I thought I would find him really annoying, to be honest. He's too happy. He loves plants too much. He's surely stupid for believing the good in everything all the time. It just seems ignorant. But that's the thing. Somehow, he's so earnest, so good, that you can't help but see things that way too. He wins you over as he does the child characters that are introduced later, existing on Earth. Let's get to that. So Stanley's patch of green is discovered. He is banished to Earth, where it's been said to be horrible and full of adversity. Surely the worst punishment for a joyous little troll. And thus proceeds, honestly, a really interesting collection of animations and skits, till he eventually ends up underneath a bridge in Central Park, alone, afraid, and so sad.
It's worse than home. All I ever wanted was a little patch of green. There is my patch. I'm safe in here, and I'm never going out of this cave ever again.
Kids are then introduced. They're annoying, but they represent kids extremely well. Voice actors were also so good. I won't get into it, but the boy wants his dad and his sister just wants to vibe. He steals his sister, taking her to Central Park, where she accidentally ends up with the troll through a series of events, and where the troll, Stanley, meets his first human and is delighted by the joy.
Oh, you don't say much, do you?
Whoa.
No, Stanley. Can you say Stanley?
Eventually her brother finds her and is kind of weirded out and appalled by basically everything, understandably.
Uh-oh, talking flowers. This is weird. Rosie, we better go home now.
I won't go too much into the plot any further, but basically they end up facing Gnorga in Central Park. Gus is turned into his mean, troll-like true self, and Stanley battles her with his own power, which has been well established as weaker prior to this, but does it anyway because he believes in his cause now. Saves the kids, but ends up losing. Gus turns over a new leaf and restores Stanley with the love that he now feels. And that is really beautiful. This movie was well before its time in a sense that it speaks of love in an ever-hardening and oppressive world. It saw the direction we were heading and wanted to give a message of love. Now, I haven't yet mentioned the music. It was following the trails of Disney's musical structured stories that were of course doing really well at the time, well before it. So this movie feels like it could be a musical and stage play. It actually might be, I just may simply not know it. But as goddamn cheesy as the music is, it's the thing that hit my heart most of all. Like, really hit me. Because the message here is beautiful. And my heart yearns for it, for our world, especially now. And instead of going into why, I'll just read you these lyrics over the song, so I don't get demonetized. And you can draw your own meaning. Consider this me playing you out of this video, and to the like button. I like to close my eyes, so my heart can plainly see. Right through the way things are, clear to the way they ought to be. To somewhere that's safe and sunlit and serene. Oh, and absolutely green. Picture a perfect place where there is no doom and gloom. Birds singing happy songs and flowers bursting into bloom. There's somewhere like nowhere else you've ever seen. That's absolutely green. That's how the world can be if we just want it. Why isn't it that way, do you suppose? Maybe because no one's concentrating on it. Just give it love and kindness. You'll see how green it grows. Maybe it's just a dream, but I know deep in my heart, if everyone believed, believing is the place to start. We could fill everywhere with flowers. If each of us used all our powers, if we all cared, is what I really mean. We could live in a world that's bright and shiny. Oh, and absolutely green. We could live in a world that's bright and shiny and absolutely green.
I knew I could do it.